and give people a chance to do nothing. Anyway, I'm talking to somebody to understand a contract, so please stop. Okay, started this video specifically. Actually, this is really a review. Hi there. This is a review, but I'm just walking while taking care of my business while I'm reviewing a show. And I don't know if it's new or old, but I watched it today, and it was Tabitha Takeover. I've been loving the show. About having a business that needs help, her coming in, giving the business owner advice, and whether they take it or not, it's up to them. She does already have something built in that they will benefit from, which will give them equity in the long run. So it's a win-win, but you get what you get when you watch the show. So basically, I watched the episode where the gentleman started a beauty college, and he started a beauty college, I think either in the 60s or the 70s, and he gave a lot of women, in particular, jobs that, and this was at a time when a lot of women were not getting the promotions they earned properly. I learned that from having a Mary Kay business. And when you get a Mary Kay business, you get the Mary Kay book, and you find out everything that woman had to go through before she just decided to break free and honor her skills that she brought to the table. And she was extremely successful, one of the most successful people in history. And so speed it up to now, this gentleman started a school, and his daughter is now in a position to take over, which is normal. It's her heritage. But the sad part about it made me cry. I'm like, I can't deal with this. Is watching her know that this show is helping her out, but at the same time, her dad is bent over, literally bent over completely, carrying her weight, and I hate to say it, her do-nothing weight, and the weight of her trying to get on in life, but still off her dad's back. Like, you're getting a check from your dad. He did all the work. All you're doing is going right in, and the state requires cosmetologists to continue their training every year. I think it's like maybe 3 hours of training every year, but you have to take it. It's not something that, you just get a choice to do it if you want. Oh, now I'm free. No, it's a requirement to keep your license. If you want to keep your license, you have to keep your training up. And so basically, to me, it looked like it was sabotage. And then she got Tabitha in, and Tabitha's the bomb, and Tabitha going, put everything in check, and and at one point the woman was like you're a guru and you helped me out so much and all of this stuff, and I'm thinking, you can tell she was faking. That's the worst part about it. But not even just that her dad was in a situation and just told her it would be beneficial for us to live in the same home so this business won't go down. Meaning, because even if the business goes down and you get the money from the sale, what are you going to do with that money? Do you have a business plan? The money will get ran through with your rent, vacations, stress shopping, because I know that personally. And basically, there's so much that you experience when you don't have a plan. So the reason why I made this video specifically It's because one thing you learn about when you do not have a home, and I'm in the motel, but I definitely can see how a society that's been running around in mental illness and not getting help would want to see you pushed on in with somebody who really is homeless and probably been on drugs, wasted their time in their life while you've really been pushing to do something in your life. And it's like, okay, you're going to try to squeeze me in with that person. Okay, no. I'm on here being specific. If you want a business, you have to do a business plan. s4e8.gov. I just moved to Florida, and I haven't been out here for 2 months. But I'm living in a motel. I got to deal with airplanes riding over my head, the pilots talking through the air waves because they understand sound waves. And there's a such thing as a sound barrier. They're taking advantage of that in the middle of a pandemic. It's Looney Tune level is what I'm dealing with. And it's in Florida, but I just came from a worse environment. In my opinion, at least it's warm down here. You got water, and your vacation thought process is like right down the street. So it's like, in my mind, like I was supposed to be starting school back this coming Monday. I can't even do that because I know it is literally planned for you not to succeed like that, because it blasts the barrier or the thought process that you can do anything anywhere. I don't consider myself a guru. I consider myself a Christian who's prayed a lot, had to deal with more than normal, had to deal with somebody putting voodoo on me and getting through that, and still wanting to focus on something better for myself. It's not me being better than anybody. It's me already doing that. I'm 42 years old. I started business when I was 25. I went to school at 18 and learned machining. By the time before I was 19 years old, I got a certificate in machining. And then I got my associates in manufacturing engineering. I thoroughly trained in a lot of different areas in manufacturing, so I know I can go back to that, but I don't want to. At this point in my life, I just want to move on. I can help, which is a good thing, but that guru thing is saying, the guru thing is saying that you can't do anything on your own and you need somebody to walk you through life. And what I've been experiencing is people, okay, the auntie saying, auntie, and this, that, and that. Okay. When I was younger, I knew it was, I don't want to call them wretched, because I had to learn that word too. It was just tacky females that did that to older women to make them feel uncomfortable. So I've gotten past, so I got past that. And, once you get past that, you definitely want to help somebody, but walking them through life is not real. That's why we got all types of learning, continuous learning that's available. Go to a college and take a 1 week or 1 month class for business. Actually learn about business. You still need to do a business plan, so that's s4e8.gov. And usually you want to make sure that class has been approved by the SBA. But long story short, that's 1 week, a month investment, and you now know what to do to keep that business afloat. But the reason why I had to turn that show off is because it was just so in your face as a woman that she just genuinely is just preparing to put him in a home. And that's it. And I have a dad that's in prison, and that's the last thing on my mind. When you got people that are home health aides, You can hire somebody, and it's not even that expensive, especially if you have a business. It's real affordable to pay somebody every week to help you with your older parent. Especially if the reason why you live in the life you're living is because of them. Not because they brought you here, but because the business that you enjoy and the money that you enjoy is from that person. That's just common sense. But in my mind, the way I look at it is that goes to your ethical and your moral basis. If you care about people, if you care about yourself, if you care about your family members, it's a natural thing to want to work and do something in life, achieve something, and enjoy it with them. You know, I get tired of trying to act like, oh, that's not what that is. And, oh, more planes over your head. More crazy stuff happening. Which is illness. And it's like, okay. At some point, it has to get to the point of understanding a little bit about your surroundings. Real estate, when it depreciates, people make their money on the opposite end. You got things such as people messing with credit, i.e. burning a building down. That's how we put it as insurance. I came from a state. Michigan has the highest, I'm not mistaken, the highest insurance in the country. And it's because of people doing insurance fraud. When you get if you think about anybody that is loaning money to anybody, meaning you didn't have the money, you didn't earn this money. I'm loaning you this money on the promise that you're going to pay it back with interest. Which is how I'm making money off of the possibility of you taking this money and stealing it from me. And when you do insurance fraud, that's what you are. You are a thief. Bona fide. When you play with that, you frustrate reality. I'd rather you know that I understand that you are a thief. Okay? Because I'm a Christian. The last thing I want you to do is think, well, I'm not even paying attention. No, I know you're a thief. If you are doing insurance fraud, you're making it bad for everybody. I've been in machine shops where they don't care if you got the radio on, if you got the headphone on one end, just get your job done. And don't be on the phone all day. You get one person to do that, mess it up for the whole dang on shop, everybody miserable. There's 150 people in that building. And everybody is miserable now because of one person. If you're going to judge me, if these people out here doing porn in the middle of the day, a kid, a baby, sitting in a stroller right down the doggone street, and you gonna walk around and call me over. That's when you're so out of balance. You're so out of balance. And you know it's plenty of people that are out of balance people who've been held back, I believe they've been held back specifically because they've been inactive with stuff they're not supposed to be interacting with. But when you feel like all the pressure of these people that they know good doggone well, you don't do something with, you would never do anything with, there is no benefit at all from doing anything with these people. And you feel like your life slows down. So this is the and that's probably why I'm so passionate because I've lost a couple of businesses, and I know how important, how just the little minute things can bring a business down. And like I just literally couldn't even sit there and watch and act like I can't tell that she does not make her employees go get the training they need. You know, and then you put somebody in a position where it's like, okay, of course I respect this man who built this business. I respect this man that built this business, and it's 95, excuse me, and then you have another business that's training them, and they have 95 schools. Of course, the proof is in the pudding, but it's okay to want a small business. You don't have to have a big business either. You can have a small business and live a really good life off of that. But the most important thing is that you just be honest. Because basically you have people who are working for these companies who are dependent on these business owners to do what they're supposed to do. And then, okay, in a year from now, people don't have a job. That's the main thing. Not who's getting away with what, how they gonna get away with this, and you're gonna mess up, and you're gonna get shot in the head, and all this other dumb stuff. And it's real simple. If you don't take care of your business, these other people will not, the people that are up under you that have trusted you and trusted their time with your company won't have a business. I mean, will not have a job at the end of the day. So, in my opinion, what I can't do is come on YouTube and act like I'm anybody else. I actually have experienced losing a business. I do not want to get into the business of manipulating people. That's not on my mind. I don't want to have younger adults, because they're adults, younger adults coming up under me thinking I want to hold them back for the rest of their life. Because you're dealing with that on a huge scale. If people are dealing with mental illness, they're already coming into a situation where they might think they're gonna, something's gonna happen to them, or they're gonna be taken advantage of in some type of way. And my thing is, if you prepare, you train your people coming in the door, you won't have those issues. I appreciate her show because it woke me up when I was like in my 20s and I had, had my little small cleaning business, and I was thinking about other businesses, and that, I was thinking about other businesses. I wanted to do other businesses while I had my cleaning business because that was the whole point. But basically, when you watch the shows, you pretty much know a lot of these people just want to get up out from under their debt. They stress the heck out. They put themselves in that debt because when you got that mortgage, that's a debt anyway. So that's a debt. If you take out a second lien on that property, or you open up a line of credit, which when you have equity in a property, they'll give you a line of credit immediately because you have an asset. It's that simple. They're not losing anything. If you miss out on those payments, they foreclose, they take the property, they can then sell that property. That's a win-win for them. It's a lose for you, but a win-win for them but they're the one that loaned you the money in the first place. So it's, and not trying to be hardcore, but I think a lot of people, including myself, did not understand how many people were living off of credit in the 90s and in the 2000s, because when the market sunk, people lost 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. They lost a lot of money. And if you don't take the time to take one class in credit building, and I'm thinking it's credit unions that have been doing that. I think. Not sure. Because I did have an account with the credit union, but then I was having issues in my marriage, and I closed that account. But the most important thing is you understand credit. You understand your FICO score. You understand, but by law, the three credit bureaus, there's only three. It's not a new one. It's not an annual credit like this. That's a brand new bureau. That's a website that makes money off of getting that information for you. When you get it for free every year. So you don't have to pay them anything. You don't have to funnel through a middleman. All you have to do is Bank of America. All you have to do is write to them, or you probably have to call. And they probably have some way of verifying your identity. And you have three, excuse me, three bureaus. You got Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And that's three bureaus. So only ones you get your credit for free. In my opinion, if you take control of it yourself, you know, even at 42, and I know I lost years, but at 42, I still know that by me doing that, I can watch and see what brings down my credit on my own. And that way you put the responsibility in yourself, because a lot of people, especially a lot of African Americans, did not get credit education. You get credit education, then you can move up in life very easy. But the responsibility is on you, whether you go in debt or not. That's on you. So, you know, it's a blessing in education. It's a blessing in, um, excuse me, it's a blessing in education. It's a blessing in knowing where everything is available to you. There's just so much that is great. Um, so my encouragement to you is to, and even right now, because I'm in the motel. It's just some real ghetto stuff I'm interacting with. And when you, when you lived in the hood, but you lived in your mom's house and she owned her house, you didn't really interact with the hood stuff. And I'm going to say this. It's at a point now where people just want to get back to enjoying their life again. People don't want to have to, especially during a pandemic, you're not sure who is still sick. They walking up, looking all crazy, walking by you. You don't know what's going on. And this is a bank. It's off a very busy street, and it just feels very weird. So I think, yeah, the most important thing is invest in yourself. Um, I'm making sure my money, the little bit of money I have, is taken care of. I can't worry about the world. I can't worry about everybody in mental illness. I put a 6-hour video of me venting about an extremely sick man that I'm living by. And in my opinion, that's not a failure of the church that he doesn't know about assisted living. That's a failure of his family, who knew he's been sick his entire dang on life. And then you just happen to live by him. And this man spit out cum on me. his semen. I mean, the semen from his man or whatever. I guess in his mind, that's him expressing his homosexuality, and it's like, huh? You know, because when you're around a lot of mental illness, you didn't know how bad it was, but other people do know. The truth of the matter is, everybody has a choice of what they want to live around. I don't have that choice right now. I can hold on to my money, make sure I can get up and go, because at my age, I genuinely know more than most of the managers that I'm going to interact with in the field that I'm in. Without a bachelor's, it does not have the same weight. But I didn't plan on staying in it that long. But I knew that I could start a business. I knew that I could do that. And I'm grateful for that. But, you know, you just have to be honest with yourself and say, well, I can't go back to it because it's that, you know, it's just too much ignorance. So, anyway, my main reason for making a video was to say, take care of yourself. Put a lot of pride in your business. As a 42-year-old woman, I cannot hold every grown woman, old woman, young woman, her grandbaby. I can't carry everybody in my arms like a baby. There's a such thing as a baby. So, and at that point, you have to understand what you can and cannot deal with. I don't want to have to be bumping heads with a bunch of grown men who don't feel like dealing with females and want to bark at me because he got to deal with a female he don't want to deal with. And my thing is, I don't want to deal with either one of y'all. I'm not mentally ill. So, excuse me. So the main thing is for me, it's not, and that's not being hurtful, that's being honest. Because everywhere I go, I'm hearing this auntie thing and this stroll me through life thing, and that's not real. No one can live their life doing that. Even a pastor or a bishop, the sermon is 2 hours. They go home. The people I've been living around and walking around, and then it's spilling out into the streets, because that's what people are making money off on YouTube, is mental illness. So for me, it's more important now for me to be serious about my business. But at the same time, it's frustrating when I know that other people been knew that you had a business, been knew that you was not gonna mess your stuff up, but had so much to cover up and they're scared. And it's just like, it's real simple. I mean, I start back 6 weeks from now. I'm just gonna take my time, upload a video as I do my training, and that's it. Because I'm not gonna turn my business into a circus. A spa and a hair salon is for you to relax and get away from the hustle and bustle. It's not for you to bring all that hustle and bustle and craziness into the salon. And I've actually been in salons where they were like, we gotta get turned up. We get turned up, we don't give a heck. And it's like, in my opinion, I didn't even blame them. Because they were young and they were new to business. I blamed the manager and the owner of that establishment, because why hasn't she trained them not to do that while the client is in there? It was stuff on the floor. It was garbage everywhere. This was 7 years ago, or at least 6 years ago. It was 7 years ago, because I was working in assisted living. And I hate to say it, but you have people who they've never lived a life where anything was required of them, so they just went along with it. And for some reason, I was interacting with these people, and I'm like, what the heck? But the person that owns the business, is their responsibility, not the people that are working for them. They're the one that has that. They're the one that has that business in their name. They're the one that get that loan in their name. They're that person. And at this point, I'm not running up it. Let me just be honest. unless I'm getting paid. When I say I'm getting paid, that makes sense. Because when you're out here dealing with this mess, and you know good and well, people are just mad because you can see them. And it's like, well, whoa, for 8 years, you have a problem with running me down. But, wow. So anyway, you didn't have a problem with running me down, but when you see me getting up, it's the standard that I had before the voodoo. Before I married the person that brought the mess to me, it was before that. I had a standard. And if you're going to have a business, you need to have a standard. If you're going to have a cosmetology license, especially with this pandemic that's going on, you have to have a standard because you need to know when things get crazy, that you already have your system and everything already in order. You make sure your salon is clean and disinfected. That when you come in, you do a consultation whenever they come in. I haven't even been in a salon yet. I'm gonna say this. This is my opinion. Because in Michigan, you can't do it in Florida. Florida got their standards a little higher. I'm not trying to be hardcore, but in Michigan, you can train in a salon. You can train up under someone who's already trained, who already has a license. But if that person has bad, unorthodox ways that they learn, that stuff gets passed down. So my opinion, invest in yourself, invest in your business, and you looking just as professional as everybody else, so you don't walk around blaming anybody, because then people start getting because of mental illness, they start getting frustrated and they want to blame another race or whoever for their level of investment. And the truth is, it's black people with stellar businesses, it's white people with stellar businesses, it's oriental people with stellar businesses, black people with stellar businesses. It's up to you to invest in your education, your continual education. And it's Milady for cosmetology. Milady. They have, go on their website.com, go on their website. There's books on everything in cosmetology.